Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey folks, welcome back to the show. I'm your host, Dylan Silver, and today on the show I have returning guest Michael Vallee. And Michael is a seasoned real estate entrepreneur, but we're going to be talking today about realmortgageoriginate.com and OneReal Mortgage. Michael, welcome to the show. Welcome back to the show.
Yeah, I really appreciate being back on the show. It's exciting and looking forward to this topic that, there's things a brewing in the real estate market.
You know, we didn't get a chance because we hit it off so well in the previous podcast to really get into the meat and bones of what it is that you do. But you have a very interesting model with OneReal Mortgage. Let's dive in there.
Sure. So a little bit about my background. So I am, although I am a real estate agent, I come from corporate and I'm an entrepreneur and really a real estate investor. I'd like to kind of summarize it with kind of a purveyor of passive income. Like, I really believe that the greatest commodity or thing that we have is our time, and so I've always believed that that is our most valuable asset, is time. It's not always, and it takes money to buy freedom and all that things. And some people aspire to have, the nicest car, the biggest house and all that stuff kind of in an American dream. But I've always believed that ultimately it's time freedom that is the new currency in the modern day world, where people are able to travel at a younger age when they're actually able to do things. So that's what kind of led me here. So I've always been studying different kinds of business models. And when I was in the corporate world, I knew, right away that I was trying to figure out how to replace that income without needing to be there and ultimately end up in freedom. And that has been the case for the last 10 years. I haven't needed to be with any certain place, time, or whatever, but I do find that I function better when I'm actually working on a project, helping other people, engaging my mind and challenging myself. I think I just am in a better place. So
I think being able to have that economy of time, most people, I'd say, I hate to say it, but most Americans really don't even consider it, especially in their early working years. It's like, let me just grind out these next, 25 years, and then maybe I'll consider enjoying life a little bit.
Right. Yeah. And real estate's a great vehicle for that, right? Like, as the number one way towards wealth creation, freedom is just a byproduct of generating enough income that comes in when you don't need to be there, that can cover whatever your monthly expenses are. You cover that number and you are free.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
And essentially that can be done through real estate, it can be done through selling subscriptions, affiliate marketing, a lot of different ways. And that's what kind of led me when I saw this mortgage model. I knew immediately that this is a great vehicle for the times and for what's going on. So, they say success is where opportunity and preparedness meet. And maybe I wouldn't have seen this in my younger years, but when I saw this model at a national convention, I sat down with the mortgage division of Real Broker, the OneReal Mortgage guys. I immediately saw the power of this, and what we're talking about here is in the real estate space. We've seen some companies that are massive, like EXP, like Real Brokerage, that have grown to 75,000 plus agents. Real Brokerage is 27,000 plus agents, fastest growing real estate company in the United States. And towards the tail end of last year, I saw this model in the mortgage space, and we're seeing things in the press about there's a lot of disruption going on in the loan space. You see Rocket Mortgage that is acquiring Redfin. There's some other major conglomerates that are acquiring investor companies investing, purchasing these tech real estate companies and squeezing out and trying to marginalize these models by getting rid of some middlemen. I think that's the ultimate play. And so there's a challenge in the space in loyalty and such. And so that's what led me to this model, when basically I saw so there's real estate, the brokerage side, there's the mortgage side, and they were sharing with me, basically these guys are like, hey, Michael, you interested in doing some loans, working with us, whatever? And I was never really interested in the loan space, but they said, you don't need to be a loan expert initially. You can just refer your deals to us, to an internal loan partner. So they broke out the loan officer role into two components: a loan expert, internal person, and a deal maker, external person like me. So we can help you if you follow these few simple steps, which is going and getting your 20-hour course and licensing. You can get compensated on your own deals. So traditionally, a real estate agent just refers out their buyer to a loan officer that they're not affiliated with, but OneReal Mortgage has set it up to where you can actually get compensated on the loans that you generate and split those with your internal partner. Now, there's some steps that we won't necessarily get into how that all works, but it does involve getting licensed. It does involve being with the same company so that you can split in that compensation. So that was the first thing. And then the next thing is that they said that you can also, all of a sudden, you're going to be a loan officer. You can do business with any real estate agent. You can do business with any aspiring home buyers. And then they shared with me the model that really got me excited. So what OneReal Mortgage has done is they've set up they call it Level Up program, but it looks a lot like a rev share program. So we've seen EXP and Real that has grown exponentially. Only 9% of the real estate companies are this cloud brokerage, team building, word of mouth kind of growth models. And OneReal Mortgage has set that up on the loan side. So I've seen that EXP has grown to where it has, but at one point they were a few hundred people just trying to make their way.
Actually, I had a guest on the show who was a big realtor in Texas, and
Mhm.
he's like, I'm with EXP, and I kind of had this understanding like, you had to have lots of people underneath you in order to work for EXP. He's like, no, I've got one person underneath me. He's one of the top performing real estate agents in Texas. I ended up joining EXP actually this week. I officially got onboarded with them, and the stuff that they have, the technology is mind blowing. This EXP world thing, I don't know if you've ever seen this. It is ridiculous. Like it is a
Yeah.
actual, like you have a character, like a RPG almost style. You're walking through this virtual brokerage. There's outdoor areas. You can walk up to people, ask them questions. There's like transaction coordination rooms, instant feedback. Crazy.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
Yeah, yeah. I was with EXP for 2 years, and so I really liked the model. When I saw it, it's great. So, um, and then I did end up shifting to Real for some different reasons. It's a very simplified model, just kind of a better cultural fit. So yeah, so we saw what EXP did. They grew from this beginning part with RevShare to now 10, 20 years later they've got this massive organization, right? And so the same thing happened at Real on the real estate side. So I see this. So history tends to repeat itself. So I see this happening on the mortgage side. And to be with OneReal Mortgage, they don't mind if you're with EXP, Remax, Keller Williams. It doesn't matter. They're broker agnostic. It doesn't matter. It's no different than a real estate person going and getting their insurance license with State Farm or something like that. So
Yeah.
that's okay. So I literally see this window of opportunity. We see all the disruption in the market by the big consolidations of Rocket, Redfin, things of that are going on. Companies are looking to create sustainable, profitable models and loyalty in the marketplace. And so what this did, yeah, I just see this window of opportunity towards building these massive teams, and now is the time to lay the foundation and sow those seeds so that they're going to grow. And we can help any real estate agent, team, brokerage get compensated on their own loans is step one. Step two is do loans for other people, and step three is build a massive organization of what they call level up. You do get compensated when full-time loan officers join your team and do deals, whether you're there or not. So it's very exciting.
So for people who are, maybe like myself, I'm getting into real estate as an agent. I've been a wholesaler, and I'm trying to learn the real estate game. Would I be a fit, or would someone like me be a fit, or do we really have to be ready to do this full time uh, a mortgage producer?
Well, it what it does is there are some thresholds that because there are costs to bringing people on. There's no that the company incurs. So there are certain thresholds, and maybe we have a conversation after this about what those are and what that would look like to help you get set up to that. I just see this as a nice add-on and going from being in a real estate role to having a real estate business. I've already done two of these deals this year where $400,000 transactions as a real estate agent. I made $10,000 from the real estate commission side, and then I made an extra $2,000 per deal on the loan officer side, and the process looked very much the same. My client needed to get pre-approved. I handed him my loan application link and then introduced him to my internal team member partner, and she was basically customer facing with him. So it looked a lot like the model of referring out a loan that you wouldn't be compensated on, that you're not affiliated with. So just another way to monetize real estate business in a time when costs are rising, and stuff. So
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
I'm still a new agent, right? So a lot of these questions are from my relative ignorance. Are most people when they're exploring lending options and then we're looking at getting a mortgage, is their first stop to a trusted advisor, to someone that they know, or is their first stop to like Google?
there are different types of consumers. I would say that there's some of them that might go out there and try to shop the best rate or go to their bank. That's possible. But I would say that for a lot of real estate agents with their relationships with their clients, the client asks them, who would you suggest we get a loan with? Or because it's not something that they're doing all the time. There is a lot of relationship that and trust with the agent. So the agent actually steers a lot of things, where escrow goes, if they get a home warranty or not, who they go for insurance. The real estate agent spearheads a lot of this because they have the first relationship, they have the really strongest relationship with the client, and then yeah. So I think, and what's happening traditionally is the real estate agent is just sending a deal to a loan officer, not getting compensated, but they're directing the deal and just really hoping that the loan officer doesn't botch up the deal, does what they say they're going to do, and perform so that the real estate agent can get compensated on the real estate side.
I guess in some places, in some states, you can't do both sides of it. But
Yep.
when I think about it, I'm trying to see the downside, because I'm thinking, if I'm going to this person, they're going to show me homes, or I may be using them to buy a home or to make an offer on a home to list my home, and they can also qualify me and help me cover the finances. That seems like a better customer service than me having to
Yeah.
go to someone else entirely who doesn't know me, doesn't know, what I'm looking for, and then go through
Right.
the process with them as well.
Yeah, it's kind of a one-stop shop. People don't are busy. They don't want to be pushed off to somebody else. And what you're able to do when you are overseeing the loan is you're actually able to control the communications a little better. You have better visibility into what's happening. But you're right. There's like 9 states that it's called dual capacity is a technical name for being the loan officer and the real estate agent on the same transaction. Obviously, it all needs to be disclosed to the client, but even though you're disclosing it, they're really interfacing with your internal partner. So the 9 states that don't allow for it are Connecticut, Louisiana, Maryland, New York, North Dakota, Ohio, Utah, West Virginia, and South Dakota. So in those, you could be, one or the other, but you can't be both on those in those states.
It's an interesting subject, and a lot of this really does interest me, because when you think about buying homes, what's the most difficult part of the process? I think it's getting qualified, right? So,
Yeah,
right now there's a ongoing joke between a lot of people in real estate and outside of real estate, that it almost feels like it went from anybody can get a home earlier on in the 21st century, to then it's a blood sample and we need the name of your next of kin to get. But I've also met so many great lenders and folks like yourself who really break down the process and explain, no, there's these options, credits here, this is what we can do. Okay, even
yeah,
if we can't work out something right now for where your situation's at right now, this is where you need to be. These are the steps that you need to take. Let me stay in touch with you. Let's work this and let's
yeah,
set a goal. Versus, uh, I think a lot of people have this experience of, going to somebody, it doesn't work out, and then, okay, well, now we're done. And then you kind of never hear from them again.
Yeah, I think that a lot of people actually don't are afraid to even ask the question or to make themselves vulnerable enough to even explore it, right? But like the audience with Investor Fuel, a lot of real estate investors, they have a problem, and the problem is that they have real estate expenses that drive down their income, and so now all of a sudden, from an income standpoint, their taxes look like they don't make any money, but they're making a lot of money, but they just don't show well because they're not sitting in a cubicle as a W-2 employee. That's what the banks want. That's what the banks want. So they have a DSCR loans. That there's different ways to get people qualified that are in the real estate investor category. So obviously, I'm doing mortgages to do loans ultimately, but so the building the team part is kind of a phase 2 or a bigger picture thing. But today, now, DSCR loans for investors are a great way to continue to build their empires.
Those loans are kind of mind-blowing to me because I think about people who, you mentioned it. How many real estate investors do I know who make no money, right? And it's not because they don't make any money, it's because they want to show that they make no money, right? You got to play the game to play the game, right? So
Yeah.
if you're in the process of playing the game and you can't qualify because your income shows on your tax return that you made no money, then what do? DSCR loan. I've been hearing this term and I've been seeing this term, and I think it's only gonna get more popular. I've been seeing a lot where maybe sometimes there's a limitation. You can only get a certain number of units on it, but I think we're gonna see more and more of that.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. A lot of creative financing. And I've done a lot of creative financing deals on my own as an investor. So I think it does help me in my role as a loan advisor. I've done seller carryback, sub twos, lease option purchase, like every scenario. As real estate investors know, real estate investing is really just about problem solving. Whether it's how you're remodeling the house, how you're structuring the financing, for how long. I mean, every scenario is a little bit different.
Absolutely. I think about, my journey, and I think about meeting folks like yourself who one connection can change the game for you. So if you're in one of these states where you have the opportunity to do both sides of it, and you have mentorship, folks like yourself along the way, it is a huge game changer. Because now instead of saying, well, I have to refer you to someone else, well, no, I can actually help you. There's actually probably not too many people who this applies to. I would think that there would be more. You would think that there would be more because everybody who's going to a real estate agent needs someone to help them with the finances portion of it, but it's not all that common. So the space is ripe for innovation. Talking with folks like yourself, it's pretty cool to see that these types of things are happening. But we are coming up on time here, Michael. What's the best way for folks to learn more about this opportunity?
Okay, so I've put together a landing page at realmortgageoriginate.com. And it's just a quick overview, and it's also a way to get in touch with me if somebody had different questions or wanted to find out about that. Because really we're looking for, helping real estate agents make more money, and they're essentially doing the same thing, as well as those that want to build out a team for their own rev share on the loan side.
Very cool. Michael, thank you so much for coming on the show today and for sharing this opportunity with the show.
It's great being here, Dylan.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.